Hi, I'm Dave, and if you're new to this channel, welcome to episode 5 of my solo lap around Australia. This week I'm moving away from the Victorian coastline at Lake's entrance and moving up into the Victorian high country, checking out some more budget campsites there, so I hope you can join me. Just coming in now to Cameron's Arm number 1 campground. Happy Valley campground is also supposed to be in here, but there's no sign at the front to suggest it's in here. This is probably about a half an hour outside of Lake entrance here in Gippsland, Victoria, and is a free camp. As far as I know, I couldn't find any facilities there yesterday. There's no toilet, although there is 4G mobile reception here. The tracking's fairly good, 2-wheel drive is okay, and the campsite is about 300 or 400 metres from the lake or the river.
Take the next right onto Cameron's Arm number 1 track.
Okay, we'll do that. This is Cameron's Arm number 1 track. The road in so far has been quite good. Don't need a 4-wheel drive, which is good news for 2-wheel drive vehicles. It's very bushy here. This is bush camping, but as I said, there's 4G mobile reception, which is bloody marvellous. This is the campsite. There's one on the left here. There's one over there on the right, possibly another one in there if you squeeze in. I make it four campsites at this ground, maybe 5 if you do a bit of squeezing. I guess we've all done that before. So being on my own is pretty good. We'll take a walk down to the lake and see what we've got down there. This is the start of the trail down to the river, down here at Cameron's Arm number 1. At some stage, this would have been a good 4-wheel drive track, but now the ruts are very deep, and there's a sign out the front of this walkway saying no 4-wheel drives. The river looks like it's probably about 300 or 400 metres down here, and looks like it could get relatively steep. The weather here the last 24 hours has been quite good, quite warm. However, there is rather rain predicted for maybe tonight and tomorrow. So I'll be putting the tarp up tonight. this would be a fun track to bring a four-wheel drive down. It's a bit narrow here, a bit of pinstriping might occur. I think you'd get down okay. Coming up might be a bit different. Maybe the assistance of a winch or another vehicle. Some of the ruts are quite deep, but you can straddle those reasonably easy. It does get quite steep just here, going down to the water. There looks to be a fair bit of algae growth here. There's a couple of tracks down to the water. There's one there that gets very steep. There's another one over here to the right that might be slightly better for accessing the water. Yeah, quite steep here too. But not unpassable. Okay, so that's the river system down here. I'll be staying here, I think, for 2 nights. It is very secluded. Although it's reasonably close to lake's entrance, still feels very bushy and secluded. But having 4G mobile reception is very, very handy. This is the Happy Valley track, which I assume goes into Happy Valley campground. But it says the road is closed. Not particularly sure why. But the signs here indicate there is a campground here. I don't know if I'd risk going up a closed road anyhow. It's probably not worth it. And there's another free camp close by anyhow. But this would be a good four-wheel drive track. We'll just walk along here a bit more and see if we can see any evidence as to why it's closed. A lot of firewood here. It's fair game, it's on the track, you can pick it up. This was my preferred site, Happy Valley. Cameron's #1, which is where I'll be staying now, was my second choice. And there is 4G reception out here, oddly enough. This track doesn't actually look too bad to me, but I'm not going to walk at all, and I'm not going to drive down here, so we'll take it it's closed and be done with it. I did this. Just coming up to the Omeo Valley turnoff. The campground here is called Hinamunji Bridge Campground. It's a free campground and it's on the river. This is the old Hinamunji Bridge here, which goes over the Mitta River. This is basically where the entrance to the campground is. I might have mentioned this is a free camp and there is 4G mobile reception here. There are 2 change sheds to the left, just there. They're not toilets, they're actually change sheds or change rooms. The campground here is on the river, and all the campsites seem to follow the edge of the river. The drop toilet's over to my left. This is my campsite here at Hinamunji, which is right next to the Mitta River. This river runs straight off the snowy mountains, and I can tell you it's icy cold. I had a swim here yesterday. It was very refreshing, but very, very cold. Beyond the river there is the Omeo Valley region. It can get quite gusty here. It was windy all day today. Settled down a bit now though. There are 2 drop toilets here. They're not very well maintained. There is some industrial action at the moment going on between the workers and whoever controls this ground over wages, and there's a sign saying they're just not being maintained. So yes, fairly grotty. There is some fast moving water here, which would be really good for kayaking. Weather wasn't very suitable today for that, but maybe tomorrow. This is the Hinamunji Bridge, the old bridge, which was constructed in 1891. Local residents are fighting hard to restore it and maintain it as a tourist attraction, of course. Of course, there's a new bridge here as well, which was constructed around 1910. But I wouldn't be driving my car across there anytime soon. Just leaving Hinamunji campground after 3 nights, 3 very windy nights. Being in a valley, the winds get very gusty. Winds last night were up to 60 or 70 kilometres an hour. So just be aware of that. If you come here, you can have beautiful sunny days followed by very gusty afternoons. But being on the river, a free camp, I did some kayaking, some swimming, quite a pleasant stay apart from the gusty winds, of course. There are a few other free options available around Omeo. This is one here. This is the Omeo Hilltop Hotel. They advertise free parking. And it's walking distance to town. There's a car park, a large dirt car park alongside the hotel, and I'm gathering those caravans right there in the camping area, which is a lovely little grassy spot. Probably take maybe even 20 vehicles in here. There's a bit of a slope, there's a few flat spots in here, and it's directly behind the hotel. And of course, being close to town, there's mobile reception here as well. And you've got the facilities in the hotel, and I'm sure they'll be happy you camp here as long as you frequent the hotel, maybe buy a drink or a meal. I'm just on the road outside of Omeo, probably about 10 minutes outside of Omeo, heading towards Mount Hotham. This is the Mount Kosciuszko lookout. To my surprise, I find that this is an RV rest stop for 36 hours. It's just off the road. You'd probably get a little bit of traffic noise here. A lot of trees around. Looks like there are a couple of spots in here. There's one over to the right, over to the left, there's a couple. Maybe get about 5 or 6 vehicles in here, or vans. These are ones over to the left here. There's a little sheltered area here, there's tables and chairs. It's reasonably large actually. And obviously it's for free. And as an added bonus, check out the view. Mount Kosciuszko is sort of over there. I think there, on that ridge there, and has an elevation of 2,228 meters. But quite nice. This is the road that travels through Mount Hotham ski resort. This is quite a really nice drive along here. I've driven on the New South Wales side over where you get Perisher and Thredbo, but here it just seems to be just a little bit nicer. The scenery is spectacular. I'm going to end this video now. Thanks for watching. Next episode 6, I'll be heading west along the top of the state of Victoria, close to the New South Wales border, then down into Wangaratta and Echuca, looking for more free and budget campsites in that area.